Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss in this class we are going to discuss the gametogenesis process. In our last video we have discussed the male and female reproductive system. So today we are going to discuss the gametogenesis process, and this is very much important thing for your exam. This is very much important topic for your exam. Okay. So already we have completed the male and female reproductive system in our last video. There I think if you have gone through this slide properly or videos properly, there you can see these things that we have separate reproductive system. So actually human beings actually show prominent sexual dimorphism, with male and female differ from each other by number of primary and secondary sexual characteristics. Okay. So these primary sexual characteristics are those characteristics which are present in both males and females since birth, like external genitalia, all those things, and some secondary sexual characteristics also do not produce gametes or sex hormones but play an important role, pivotal role during the time of reproduction. So already we have discussed all those things. So today we are going to discuss the gametogenesis process. Okay. So first thing, from this name I think you can easily understand what is the meaning of gametogenesis process. What is the meaning of gametogenesis process? I am underlining this thing, I am highlighting these things. Why? Because this is very much important for your exam, that what is the basic definition of the gametogenesis process. Actually this gametogenesis is the process by which the primary male and female sexual organs produce the male and female gametes respectively. So as because the human body is showing the sexual dimorphism, we have distinct separate system. Reproductive system is there. Male reproductive system, female reproductive system. So obviously the gamete is always will be the formed in male and female gamete way. Okay. So through the gametogenesis, the female gamete is produced in the female body, the male gamete is produced in the male body. Okay. So this is the process by which the primary male and female sex organs produced in the male and female gametes respectively. So this is the this gametogenesis process starts from the primordial germ cell. So it's the formation of the spermatozoa in the testis, or it's the formation of the ovum in the ovary from the primordial germ cell. So in our body there are in human body or human life cycle there are two types of the gametogenesis process takes place. The first one is the spermatogenesis. This is the spermatogenesis, and second one is the oogenesis. Okay. This is the spermatogenesis. The spermatogenesis means the formation of the sperm in the male body, and the next one is the oogenesis. The oogenesis means the formation of the ovum in the ovaries. So this is called, there are two types of the gametogenesis process. The first one is the spermatogenesis, second one is the oogenesis. So the spermatogenesis is the process by which the immature germ cells or spermatogonia produce the mature sperm cells in the testes. So this is the basic definition of the spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis is one kind of the biological process by which the immature male germ cells or spermatogonia produce the mature sperm cells in the testes. Okay. So this is the site where the spermatogenesis takes place. So in our last videos I think all of you know that we have discussed what is the main importance of the testis, what is the main function of the testis in the male body. Okay. So the spermatogenesis is the process by which the male germ cell or spermatogonia actually produce the mature germ cells. Okay. So in the testis region. So this is the process by which I am repeating again and again. Why? Because this spermatogenesis is actually very important procedure in the male body. So this is the process by which the immature male germ cells or spermatogonia, the spermatogonia is the mother cell of the sperm. Okay. It produces the mature sperm cell in the testis, and oogenesis is the process by which the immature oogonia in the ovaries produce the mature ovum. So this is the basic two things are there, the spermatogenesis and the oogenesis. So today we are going to discuss the stages or steps of the spermatogenesis. The steps and stages or process of spermatogenesis. Okay. So this process, so before starting these things, you should know this process of spermatogenesis begins at the puberty region or puberty time. Okay. The process of spermatogenesis actually begins in the puberty time. So what is the meaning of puberty time? Puberty time is that time, the time duration or the time span in the life cycle of male and female both, where the primary and secondary sexual characters become developed. So this spermatogenesis actually consists of 4 phases. The first one is the multiplication phase, second one is the growth phase, third one is the maturation phase, and the last one is the differentiation phase. So there are total 4 phases are there. I am repeating again: the multiplication phase, growth phase, maturation phase, and the differentiation phase. So this phase, the first phase is the multiplication phase. So what happened in the multiplication phase? That the spermatogonia multiply by mitosis to increase in number. So this is the first steps. Okay, this is the first phase. This is the whole phases consist of the multiplication phase. Okay. So the spermatogonia, actually this spermatogonia is the sperm mother cell. This undifferentiated germ cell, this undifferentiated spermatogonia multiply by the mitosis to increase in number. Okay. So they are present in the inner wall of the seminiferous tubules, and this spermatogonia is always will be the diploid. Each spermatogonium contains the 46 number of chromosome. Each spermatogonium contains the 46 number of chromosomes. So this is the basic things of the first stage of the multiplication phase of the spermatogenesis. The next phase, this is also consists of this stage is also belongs to the multiplication phase. That some spermatogonia called as the primary spermatocyte. Some spermatogonia called as the primary spermatocyte, that this is periodically undergoes the meiotic division to form 2 equal haploid cell. Then it's called the secondary spermatocyte. Then this called the secondary spermatocyte. Okay. So this is the basic things. This is the basic definition. So first thing is this haploid cell, actually this is the haploid cell, it called as the secondary spermatocyte. This contain the 23 number of chromosomes. Okay, so this is the basic things. So all those highlighted portions are very important for your exam. The next thing is these secondary spermatocyte actually produce 4 equal haploid cell. Then it undergo second meiotic division. Okay. After the completion of the second meiotic division, it forms the spermatid, which contains 23 number of chromosomes, and then it forms the mature sperm cell. This process is called the spermiation. Okay. So this whole process, this spermiation process actually belongs to the differentiation phase. This whole spermiation process actually belongs to the differentiation phase. And so during the time of the writing, during the time of your exam, you have to remember 2 to 3 things. The first thing is how many cell division takes place in the spermatogenesis process. The second thing is in which cell division which is forming. Like after the first mitotic division, the primary spermatocyte is formed. After the first meiotic division, secondary spermatocyte is formed. And after the second meiotic division, the spermatids is formed. Okay. And which cell contains which number of chromosome, how many chromosomes are there in which cell. Like the primary spermatocyte contains the 46 number of chromosome, but in the secondary spermatocyte, as because it undergoes the meiotic division, it contains 23 number of chromosomes. Okay. In the spermatids also contains 23 number of chromosome because it undergoes the second meiotic division. So how many cell division takes place? So total 3 cell division takes place. The first mitotic division, and the rest of the 2 cell division is the meiosis. The first division is the mitosis, and the Rest of the 2 division is the meiosis. So total 3 cell division takes place in the spermatogenesis process. And the second thing is the in which cell stage has which number of chromosome. In which cell stage has which number of chromosome. Like the spermatogonium consists of 46 number of chromosome. That's why this is diploid cell in number. And the primary spermatocyte contains the 46 number of chromosome. As why? Because it undergoes only mitotic division, but the secondary spermatocyte contains the 23 number of chromosome. Why? Because it consists of haploid number of chromosome, and it undergoes the meiotic division, and the spermatids also consist of the second meiotic division. It also consists of the 23 number of chromosome. Why? It undergoes the second meiotic division. So next stage or next para actually contains the description of each and every stages. Like the spermatogonium, I am highlighting these things. I have highlighted all those things because this is important, and during the time of your exam, if you have gone through these videos properly, then it will be easy memorization. It will be easy way for memorization. Okay, so during the time of your exam, just write down in this way. So this is the schematic pathway. This is the schematic pathway of spermatogenesis. The first thing is the spermatogonium. This is the diploid chromosome number cell, 46 number of chromosome. Second one is the primary spermatocyte. Okay, the primary spermatocyte is again converted into the secondary spermatocyte after the first meiotic division, and after the second meiotic division it transformed to the spermatids. Okay, so this through the spermiation process, the spermatids actually converted to the mature sperm cell, and it sperm cell released from the seminiferous tubules. So this is the basic things of the spermatogenesis process, and this stage belongs to the differentiation phase. This phase belongs to the differentiation phase. Next one is the hormones affecting spermatogenesis. Hormones affecting spermatogenesis. Okay, so this is the basic things, that this gonadotropin releasing hormone, this gonadotropin releasing hormone is the main important hormone. I am underlining these things. I think all of you can see these things. This gonadotropin releasing hormone is the main influencing hormone by which the spermatogenesis takes place. This spermatogenesis actually initiates due to a significant increase the secretion of the GnRH, the gonadotropin releasing hormone, which actually secreted by the hypothalamus at the age of the puberty. Okay, so this GnRH actually plays a pivotal role during the time of the spermatogenesis process. But how this GnRH actually stimulate the type 2 hormones, the FSH, I am underlining these things, and the LH, the luteinizing hormone. I think these hormones name actually quite familiar to all of you. Why? Because already you have studied all those things in your class 11 standard. Actually the function of the FSH, the function of the LH, all those things. So this follicular stimulating hormone actually acts on the Sertoli cell and stimulates the release of some factors that help in the process of spermatogenesis process. So I have underlined these things. This FSH actually acts on the Sertoli cell. Okay, so this Sertoli cell term is quite familiar because when you have studied in the testis structure, there you can see these things, the Sertoli and Leydig cell. This Sertoli cell actually provides the nutrition. This Sertoli cell actually provides the nutrition to the mature sperm cell. Okay, so this FSH acts on the Sertoli cell and stimulates the release of some factors that help in the process of spermatogenesis. Okay, next one is the luteinizing hormone. Next one is the luteinizing hormone. What is the main importance of the luteinizing hormone? Actually, this luteinizing hormone actually acts on the Leydig cell. I have underlined these things. This LH actually acts on the Leydig cell and stimulates the synthesis and secretion of the androgens. Okay, androgen means the male testicular hormone. The name of the androgen in the male body is the testosterone. So this Leydig cell actually stimulates the synthesis and secretion of the androgens the sperm cell. But in the case of the Sertoli cell, what is the main importance of the Sertoli cell? That it provides the nutrition to the sperm cell. So you have to remember total 3 hormones name. The first one is the GnRH. GnRH is actually the hormone which stimulates these 2 hormones, the FSH and LH. FSH actually stimulate the Sertoli cell, acts on the Sertoli cell which provides the nutrition to the mature sperm cell, and luteinizing hormone actually acts on the Leydig cell which stimulate the synthesis and secretion of the androgens, the male testicular hormone. The next thing or next topic in our today's video, that the structure of the sperm. This is the last topic for today, the structure of the sperm. Okay, so you have to know the how it's look like, the sperm cell, how it's look like. So a mature sperm cell actually is a microscopic structure. You cannot see by naked eye this sperm cell. Okay, and this structure is moreover the more like the tadpole shaped structure, and its diameter is 2 to 5 μm and the length is 60 μm. So this sperm cell actually divided into 4 parts. This sperm cell consists of 4 parts. The first one is the head, second one is the neck, third one is the mid piece and the tail. So this is total 4 parts are there. Total 4 parts are there. Head, neck, mid piece and tail. Head, neck, mid piece and tail. I am repeating again. This sperm cell, the mature sperm cell consists of 4 total part, the head, neck, mid piece and tail. Okay, so next, first one is the head. It's a flat oval in shape and composed by a large haploid nucleus. Okay, and the next thing, one crown like structure is there on the upper portion of the head, that's called the acrosome. Here it's showing the acrosome. I think all of you can see these things, the acrosome. Okay, so acrosome is the part, the crown like structure is there on the upper portion of the head. Okay, the head portion of the sperm contains a haploid nucleus. The anterior portion of the head is called the acrosome, and there is one importance of acrosome is there. Actually this acrosome actually contains some hydrolytic enzyme and it's used to contact and penetrate the egg during fertilization. Okay, so the name of the hydrolytic enzyme is the acrosin. The name of the hydrolytic enzyme is acrosin. Okay, next is the mid piece. It contains the numerous mitochondria that produce energy for the movement of the tail. Okay, why? Because this mid piece contains the mitochondria, and we all know that mitochondria is the powerhouse of cell. Okay, during the time of the ejaculation, the sexual intercourse, 200 to 300 million sperms are released. Okay, and within 200 to 300 million sperms, only 1 or 2 sperm can penetrate the ovum layer. Okay, and last one is the semen. This is the milky white organic fluid released by the penis during the ejaculation. Okay, and it contains most nutritious, actually this semen is the most nutritious substance, most proteinous substance. Okay, and the testicular hormone, the androgen, actually maintain the function of the male accessory ducts and gland. So this is the overviews of the structure of sperm. This is very easy, and the tail portion actually long, slender and tapering structure. And what is the main importance of the tail? The main importance of the tail that when the spermatozoa, when the sperm actually swim by vibrating their tail in the fluid medium in search of ova. So this tail actually helps to swim during the searching time of the sperm cell. Okay, and always remember when the one ovum actually gets fertilized by the sperm, that time that this tail portion and mid piece and neck portion becomes shed off from the body. Okay, only the head portion gets entered into the layer of the ovum. So this is the basic things of the structure of sperm. In our next class, we will discuss the oogenesis process. In our next class, we will discuss the oogenesis process. In our next video, we will discuss the structure of ovum and oogenesis process. So that's all for today. I hope this video will help you a lot. Please go through these videos properly. This spermatogenesis is very interesting and very important thing and quite easy things just I am giving just overview again. Just from this portion, just you have to remember 3 to 4 things. First thing is the what is the basic definition of the spermatogenesis. Second one is the how many cell stages there, okay, and what is their names and how many chromosomes are there for each and every cell stage, okay. Next thing is the this is the hormones, the name of the hormone, okay, which hormone affects in which gland and what is their names and what is their activity, what is their functions, because we all know the spermatogenesis is hormone regulated process. And the last one is the structure of sperm. The last thing is the structure of sperm. That's not at all important enough, but just go through this structure of sperm. This diagram of the structure of sperm is very important for your exam, so please practice it properly, okay. So no more today, that's all for today. In our next video, we will discuss the oogenesis process. Okay, thank you, bye.